Hey guys, Dwayne Bryant here with another edition of my MLB Trend Report. I've got 6 trends for you today, Friday, June 23rd, and we're going to get right to it. As always, just a reminder, never make a bet based on any single trend, angle, or piece of information. Simply use this as part of the handicapping puzzle for each game. And we're going to start with a pitcher specific trend. We are going to look at just this season, and our starter is Kyle Gibson. We're going to look at Kyle Gibson when he is on 5 or 6 days rest, and there are several different ways that I could do this. And I'm going to use date minus starter's previous date. So 6 less than or equal to the date minus the starter's previous date less than or equal to 7 is how we're going to get 5 or 6 days rest. We hit the SDQL button. You'll see that the over-under is 0-7, 0 overs, 7 unders. These games went under by an average of 2.9 runs per game. You can see that it is active today. The Orioles at home with Kyle Gibson against Logan Gilbert and the Mariners. So let's move right into trend number 2. And guys, I've got a great trend later that's got an ROI of 134.9%. You're going to want to see that. We're not there yet, though, but we're going to move into the next trend. And as always, guys, please hit the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you very much. Our next trend is going to be another starter-specific trend. We're going to look at Dane Dunning. Texas's Dane Dunning. We're going to go back to 2021. We are going to look at Dane Dunning on the road at night. And again, for the SDQL database, a night start is considered any start or any game that starts after 6 p.m. Eastern time. So since 2021, Dane Dunning on the road at night, we hit the SDQL button. And you can see that Dane Dunning is 0-14, or rather, the Rangers are 0-14 when Dane Dunning starts on the road at night since 2021, lost by 2 runs per game. If you faded Dunning in Texas in these starts, you would have a 62.9% ROI. You can see here it is active today. Dunning and the Rangers on the road tonight in New York against the Yankees. Now, the one thing I will caution about here is that Dunning was an underdog in all but one of those 14 games. You can see the last game here, Dunning was actually a minus 135 favorite against Pittsburgh, still lost 6-4. But in the 13 previous occurrences, he was an underdog in all of those games. As you can see, the average line was plus 140.4. Let's move into trend number 3. We've got another starter-specific trend here. And guys, as always, please hit that thumbs up button to like this video. I would greatly appreciate it. We're going to look at Zack Greinke here. We're going to stay with 2021. We're going to go back to 2021 with Zack Greinke. And we are going to look at Greinke as a road underdog when the total is either 8 or 8.5. So since 2021, Zack Greinke as the starter as a road underdog when the total is 8 or 8.5. I'm going to hit that SDQL button. And you'll see that the over-under is 7-0-1, 7 overs, no unders, 1 push. These games went over by nearly 4 runs per game, and none of them went extra innings. They were all done in 9 innings, so over by 4 runs per game in regulation. And you can see that this is active today. Greinke and the Royals on the road in Tampa Bay against the Rays. Let's move into trend number 4. And guys, I also ask that you click the bell to get notified when I post a video or go live. This time we're going to look at a team-specific trend, and we're going to look at just this season. So we're going to go to 2023. And the team we're going to look at is the Washington Nationals. We're going to look at the Nationals in night games as a road underdog when the opponent is starting a right-handed pitcher. So this season, the Nationals in night games as a road underdog when the opponent is starting a righty. We hit the SDQL button, and you'll see that the over-under is 1 and 12. 1 over, 12 unders. Stayed under by an average of 2.73 runs per game, a healthy 76.6% ROI on the under. You'll see that the only over occurred on the second straight day against the Dodgers. So on May 29th, it stayed under, but then the next day on May 30th, it went over. That is not the case here today, as it qualifies as the Nationals are on the road in San Diego against righty Joe Musgrove and the Padres. Now, if the pitching matchup holds true, it will be in effect again tomorrow against righty Michael Wacha. So let's move into trend number 5, and we are going to once again look at a team-specific trend here. And I ask that if you are so inclined, you can get my MLB best bet from today. It's backed by situational angles using the SDQL database that have gone a combined 21 and 2, 91% winners. The details are in my write-up. You can get that strong play right now at dbbets.com. For this team-specific trend, we are going to look at the Arizona Diamondbacks. We're going to look at the Diamondbacks since April 28th. Again, we always use the 4-digit year first, then the 2-digit month, and then the 2-digit day. So the Diamondbacks, and we want an equal sign there to include that date. So greater than, so the date from April 28th of this year, we're looking at the Diamondbacks on the road. And we're looking at them against opponents where the opposing starter averages less than or equal to 1 3/4 walks per game. So opponent starters average, and then in parentheses, it's starters walks allowed, less than or equal to 1.75. So the Diamondbacks on the road since April 28th, when the opponent's starting pitcher is averaging less than or equal to 1 3/4 walks per start. We hit the SDQL button. And you can see the Diamondbacks, despite an average line of nearly even money, basically minus 105, they are a perfect 9-0, winning these games by an average of nearly 4 runs per game for a very nice 96% ROI. They're also 9-0 on the run line for a 101% ROI. And you can see that it is active today against the Giants. And it looks like it will also be active on Sunday at the conclusion of this series against the Giants when DeSclafani is the starter. So you got a 2-for-1 there. And we're going to wrap it up with the main event, the final trend, the one with the huge ROI. We're going to look at the Diamondbacks again. We're going to look at this full season. We're going to look at them as road underdogs when the opponent is starting a right-handed pitcher and the Diamondbacks hitters struck out at least 8 times in their previous game. So we're looking at the Diamondbacks this season as road underdogs when their opponent is starting a righty And the Diamondbacks hitters struck out at least 8 times in the previous game. Hit the SDQL button. And you can see that Arizona, despite being an average plus 135 underdog, are a perfect 7-0 this season in this spot and winning by an average of 3 runs per game for a healthy 134.9% ROI. You can see this was just active 4 days ago when they beat the Brewers in Milwaukee and Corbin Burns 9-1. And it is active today as the Diamondbacks are on the road as road underdogs in San Francisco against the Giants. Guys, that will do it for my MLB trend report for Friday. As always, best of luck on all of your wagers